Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I go by Not Valk, and I like to write. So I wanted to do a new video. The last video I did got a lot of views. I was very surprised by that. I want to say thank you to anybody that watched it. I was kind of going over a newer software to me, but I do want to say in the process of going over that software, using that other software, I didn't really care for it that much. After a couple of days using it, I just kind of stopped. So we're doing something else. I'm going to be going over Papyrus Author. Now, with that being said, I'm just sitting here thinking, is this going to be better than Scrivener? And, you know, Papyrus Author has its hits and its misses, okay? I will say that. I will always have a love for Scrivener. But Scrivener, you know, like I said in my prior videos, it has its own flaws as well. But with that being said, let's go ahead and just kind of go over Papyrus, and I'll show you what my actual file looks like. So this is Papyrus Author. And this is the first screen. When you buy this, you do have to buy this. This is not a subscription software, which I am glad for. I am grateful that it's not subscription, but I will let you know you have to be dedicated to want this because it is rather expensive. Now, with that being said, I believe I was informed by Papyrus Author that if you create an account, you do get a 7-day free trial. I don't know how. I guess that's accurate. I mean, they that's what they told me. I didn't get to try it. I just pulled the trigger on it, and so far I am liking what I'm getting out of it. It's just, I'll tell you what I preferred or what I wish that it had in this. So when you download this, this is the first screen you're going to see. And the reason why I'm not pulling it up is because I already had the other one down here. I already have my file down here and I don't want to exit out of it. So this is the first screen you'll see here. You have your books, your learn, your files, and create new. Create new, of course, is going to allow you to create a new book or a new project. Your files is where it houses your projects. Learning, the learn tab lets you go over like video tutorials, or not even really video tutorials. It's more just like slideshow notes on how to use the program. I am going to say Papyrus, while it is good, it is so unnecessarily difficult to try and get into. The learning curve on this is a lot more difficult than I would have ever wanted. That's one thing I prefer about Scrivener is, you know, it's rather straightforward, but with Papyrus, it's a handful. So you have to play around with it. You have your recent files and your book sessions and last sessions here. So I will say, if we scroll down here, it lets you choose your covers, upload your covers, use your fonts, and this is the price point, $349, but it is a perpetual license. You get to keep it forever. It's basically like Scrivener, except it's a whole lot more. So, and you get to have up to 3 personal devices on it. That's nice. With that being said, you can customize the background, and I think we're just going to go ahead and get into that so I can kind of show you. This is just the website, papyrus.de. You get 3 different formats, and yeah, let's go ahead and show you everything. Now, some of these I still haven't found out how to use, and I really just set this. I honestly just set this one up for my new project, so I haven't like got everything fully set up. I will say, like this portion right here, where you can kind of map everything out. I haven't discovered that yet. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and just skip on over here. Alright, so this is the coffee break. This shows up if you ever leave the screen for too long. It's kind of like its little screensaver. And this is what what we were just looking at, the organizer command center. So it kind of shows you chapters and who's in the chapters and what portion of the chapter it is and the themes. It's really neat. Let's see. Open the notebook icon. Is that it? I know you're all probably thinking, God, you don't know how to do that. I really don't. There's all these icons, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's everywhere. And this is what I was talking about. The learning section is kind of like little videos, but it shows you the threads, the structure, everything like this. Word counts. It's a lot. But for somebody that likes to plot and be very organized, this is great. You know, it really works out. But like I said, I don't have anything here because I haven't started writing anything yet. Here is the navigator. You can easily take the navigator off, and let's just start off with this. You see my background. Backgrounds are customizable. You can upload your own. The great thing I have found out about this, they have these stock backgrounds, right? You can change your backgrounds to your liking. If you don't see anything here you like, you can always go down and hit custom background and choose a photo. This is one that I made. This is a mood board, vision board that I made for my project in Canva. Okay. And just, you can zoom in, zoom out, but this is for my current work in progress. So, with that being said, this is the document. This is the draft that I have here. You pull up the navigator. This is kind of like your binder. If you were to compare it to Scrivener, this is kind of where your binder would be, but it only holds the chapters. And I'm going to get into this real quick. This is the one thing that I'm not a fan of when it comes to Papyrus, is the fact that in Scrivener, Google Docs kind of set it up kind of like Scrivener, where you had that binder, where you had folders that you can put subfolders in, that you can put subfolders in those subfolders, so you can be as organized as you want to be. You can have folders and folders and folders and folders, and you know where it is. With this one, you can't really do that. The only thing that shows up in the navigator is, let's see, if you put in here chapter 1, okay, so it shows your different chapters. Now, when you come down here, let's say you want to put in a scene. I think it's one of these. Ugh. They have scenes and events. Hold on. Status. Okay, so you do have the little icons just like Scrivener. You all are learning just like me. I'm so sorry I'm not better at this, but like, it's just, I honestly, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm kind of just playing around with it with y'all, so please forgive me. So, let's see. You can add a scene. Okay, so a new scene. You can put the scene description, or I guess like a summary of the scene, and then you just start writing the scene content. And you go down, and then you can add a new chapter, select scene, so it'll select the whole scene for you. And then there was an event. I don't know where that went. Oh gosh. And I understand y'all are probably sitting there thinking maybe you should have did a little bit more playing around with this before you made the video. And you are 100% right. I'm not gonna lie, you're 100% right. But I really wanted y'all to see this. I'm excited with it. I mean, just starting out, you can use this without knowing where everything is. It's going to take, time to figure it out. But for anybody that wanted to use different kind of softwares, or, I wanted to let you see it and just see maybe if this is your cup of tea. Now, one of the biggest things that drew me to this here, I'm going to say this. Now, you can, if you don't make like a mood board such as this, okay? So let's say you don't make a mood board. Let's say you want to put a photo in, okay? So with that being said, you can actually go into and get a photo or whatnot, and you can copy and paste or drag it in. This is your pin board. They call it like a pin board. So you can draw or you can copy and paste photos all in these spaces right here. It literally is like a corkboard. You can put photos, and you can also put sticky notes in this. So you can cover this whole thing in sticky notes. I do love this. I'm not even gonna lie. Before I went in here, I set up my custom background because I don't like. I'm very ADD and OCD. So, you know, when setting up and collaging it, the one thing that I did not care for is whenever you scroll in and out. So if you were to do like this, as you can see, it resizes this, and then there's like all of this negative space, and it drove me crazy. I didn't like that. I wanted my background to be consistent. I wanted it to stay consistent. So, but you can post or, you know, add sticky notes and add other folders here, just making it aesthetically pleasing. That was the biggest thing for me. I love that. Because I like to really have these things to look at, to keep my attention, and to really inspire me when I'm writing. That is the biggest thing. And you can have it goes for all the tabs, okay? This is the other thing I was going to tell you about. With Scrivener has a mind map, okay? So Scrivener, the company that does Scrivener, does have a mind map system. They have Scalpel. You have to pay extra for it, and it's a separate program. I have it, but the thought of having to run two programs, it doesn't really. You can transfer the mind map from Scalpel into Scrivener, but it takes a process, and it's so much of a process that I'm just like, I don't even want to do it. So half the time I don't use it. This allows you to. So if we go back to here, it has its own mind map. You can actually plot it in a mind map. So if you hit the little question mark like this, you can go here and then just map out things. This is great. Okay, you can mind map. It has templates. I'll show you this real quick. It does go ahead and give you templates for narration, conflict, index cards, 3-act structure, story tree, and then your genres: romance, hero's journey, thrillers, exploration, so chronological, cluster, star, like table of contents, tree, and then story elements. You can make a family tree in this. Like, I'm just, it's a lot. And then you can just do regular, just blank templates, you know. But the fact that they give you these templates right here are just fantastic. So if we wanted to do, let's see, let's just say we wanted to do index cards. So you bring it up, and this is the template that it gives you. This is great. You can go ahead and basically plot your novel out here. You can change the pictures if you don't like the pictures. Like I said, this is like a pin board. You can just, once again, take your photos and drag and drop. Boom. You can put it here. So that's not a problem. These are mainly just here for to guide you, kind of what you see. This is an example right here of what this is. Okay, I haven't used this yet, but I really am thinking about trying to use it more. And I did use it on this right here. Oh, let me close this out. So this might seem crazy to a lot of people, but this is kind of I was trying to think in my head, mapping out places in this story, because it has two divided lands. Okay, it's the same area, but it's a divided land. So you have one area here and one area here, and I was trying to map out things of the world, so where they would be. And this is not the best way to do it by no means, but it's visual, and it lets me see until I decide that I want to make a map, which, you know, I can't say that I'm going to do anytime soon. I might, I don't know. I'm legit still kind of in the brainstorming parts. I'm still in the brainstorming process of this and plotting it. Now I will get to a point where, like, now I got some writing here, you know, because I do have scenes in my head. I will let you know, this story I have been working on. This has been with me for about 4 years. about 4 years, 3 to 4 years, I've had this story in my head. And I've gone through numerous outlines, but it never felt right. I had the core story, but it never felt right. Every time I would go and try and write it, there was always something that would stop me because something didn't feel right. And I think today, out of all the years that I've had, today I think I've kind of figured out what that issue is, and I'm running with it. I'm going to run with it and pray that I can get something out of this, because I feel like this is a story that would work, and I just want to get it out of my head. I've sat with this thing for too long. It needs to be done. So we're going to do this. I'm going to do it in here instead of Scrivener. But like I said, you can upload and decorate the background to how you like, which is how I love it. I just love this. And you can see all the pictures. Just like I said, this is a mood board to my story. It is a male romantic story. So I'm just so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm geeking out. So this is where I'm going to put my outline, and this is my random writing tab. You can open tabs, so when you come to your first home screen, or also you can just easily just hit the plus tab here. So you get options on how you want to do this. It's easier just to come up here to the little plus sign, click that, and it'll give you a brand new tab. Write whatever you want, then hit Control S, and it will save it into your Papyrus documents, your folder for this. See? So, I don't need that, so I'm just going to delete it. This is my brainstorm page, right here. And, let's see. I have plenty of things I need to put here, I just have not yet. So, with that being said, this is the brainstorm. This is the organizer. I'm going to close out of that. And then this is my think board. So, with this being said, I know this is kind of a quick video, and I didn't go over all of the features because, like I said, I'm still really learning all of the features. We can scroll over them real quick. Let's see. So this is your ghost text. Convert text you want to hide but not delete into ghost text. So basically it just makes it where you can basically not necessarily delete, but it'll kind of take it out of the file. So you can decide if you want to keep it or not, which I thought was pretty cool. This does have a distraction-free setting, which is what I also like. If you go to View, Distraction-free, voila, it gives you like a typewriter effect, so no distractions. I use this a lot when using this. And you can see your background, and it's just, oof, you get the vibes. You get the vibes. Anyway, down here you have the spell checker. You also have, if it will hover, okay, so this one, if you click on it, review each paragraph's readability. Blue colors means it's easier to read, red is harder. So, you know, this right here does the same thing that the Hemingway software that I bought does, where you can put it in and it'll tell you like the readability of it. It'll give you all the different kind of like how many adverbs, adjectives, all that kind of stuff. It'll tell you what your reading level is, all that. Well, this portion right here is in the Hemingway app. That's why I like this so much. So there's that. If you turn it on, it'll do that. This one is the style analysis. So it will go ahead and view your document as like a professional editor, and it highlights your weaknesses in your writings. So it'll tell you how many times you've used the word, things of that nature. I don't have this turned on because I'm not ready for that yet. And then this is, does your dialogue flow naturally? Hide everything else and focus on just the conversation. I do personally like that, so let's actually try and give that a shot. We're going to turn this on, and here we are. Does your dialogue flow naturally? So that is really neat. Let's go here to our, right here. Blue, remember blue is easy to read, red is harder. So far, everything is easy to read. And then Our style analysis, this is going to be awful because this is a zero draft, but yeah. So it basically tells you show, don't tell. Could the action be described instead of stating it? Vision, repetition, no. Once again, show, don't tell. So if you hover over it, it'll tell you why it's actually highlighted that or whatnot. It tells you, could this context be deleted or described some other way? There are so many things. There are many things. So it really just it's like your personal editor. It's amazing. It really is amazing. That was another thing that kind of gravitated me towards this. Let's see. Has your formatting tools. You can convert this into an ebook, a PDF, whatnot. You know, it has all your different options there. You can scan your book for different kind of writing styles. Comments, you can add comments to it as well. You can track your changes, which is really good. And let's see. Plan the story in a timeline and arrange your chapters. So this is basically, essentially like how Plotter, if you had the software Plotter, this is kind of how Plotter works. You can kind of track it out. You can do it through years, timelines, things like that. So, and this is what I was talking about. So you have new chapter, new scenes, and new events. Let's see. So this is a lot, I know. I realize this is a lot. They do it, and once again, they do it in tabs. This took me forever to learn and actually focus on. Like the fact that they had all these tabs, I'm not used to that. I'm used to this over here, clearly. So that is like the only thing that I really have to say against Papyrus Author is I miss my folders. I like being able to put folders and folders and be super anal about organizing things. This kind of willy-nilly and having to open up everything one by one by one, I'm not that big of a fan of, but you know, I'll deal with it because it does offer a lot of great features on it. One being these down here, your spell check, your editor, your dialogue flow, as well as the readability. So these are all amazing. So this video is a little long. I'm very sorry about that, but I hope you all are doing good. I hope you're all getting your projects done. If you want to try out Papyrus Author, I suggest going to the website, signing up, and seeing if you can get a 7-day free trial, because I believe it's really worth it. It's just, like I said, you have to really be patient with it to learn it, because like with Scrivener actually didn't take me that long to learn, but this one's really taking a good bit of my time to try and figure out. Maybe one day I'll do another video and maybe I'll know exactly what I'm talking about and where everything is. But until that happens, I hope this offers some kind of guidance to you. So I want to say thank you again so much for watching, and I hope y'all have a blessed day.